Hello everyone, welcome back. Welcome back to the Technology Innovation Hub. It's going to be another session from DevOps portal. So let's continue with the session 5 of getting started with Minikube. Right. So let me share my screen. I think last session we did remember how to share images from Docker platform on the VM to Minikube cluster, and remember we shared the variables and we ran the load command as well, right? So let's get more familiar with this basic pod deployment and service creation and know a little bit further, right? Now, I think last practical also we composed a Docker image, a Java file, right? And yeah, I just want to show you because now, so if you want to try that practical, if you are attempting that practical, all right, let me just show you. Because you need that jar file and Docker file. Of course, you may able to compose the Docker file by looking at, but the jar file you need it. So it is available. I linked the Google platform also to the our channel. Now the Google platform also now is linked because earlier only GitHub was linked to our channel, but now I have linked Google platform also to share with this storage. So that's why I have indicated here. You can see also relevant artifacts to compose the Docker image is available from below. I have given. So if you want to try this practical, you need that artifacts, mean the jar file and the content. So you can download it from there, right? So it's simple. If you go to this video, right, you can take it from here, right? So you can go down in the video and you can see it is there, right? The relevant artifacts, if you just click, so it will take you to the Google platform and it is shared on that place. So right away you can download. This zip file will contain the Docker file and the jar file content, right? Yeah, it has Docker file and the DB file also you need, no? Because it is JPE, right? So DB file. So all the contents are there. So you can try it out, the practical. Okay. Right. So let's continue the today's session. Right. So today also we will try another Docker Compose. We try to keep another step ahead because these are still basics with Minikube, getting familiar with Minikube environment, right? So now what we're trying to do, let's compose another Node.js type Docker image, right? So to do that, you need the very basic thing. You need to install Node, right? Node.js, right? So just install like this. I have given the commands on Oracle Enterprise enough. And you can just say add in the repository and content and yeah. So Node.js, then update in the repository, then just yum install Node.js. And if you want, you can run these. Otherwise, the last two commands you can ignore. It's not a must to run those. So, okay, the first thing is let's create a server.js file, right? Node.js format, server.js JavaScript, right? So, JS file and contain these things, right? Is to say hello world and listen on port 8080, right? So what you can do is very simple, right? So you can just, I'm on a Docker user. If I just say node, I think the file server.js, right? The file is there. So this is the content of the file. So it's just nothing. Actually, it just expose some web page on 8080 and it says hello world. That's it, right? So just a simple web access, right? Web page, right? So just we can just copy it and do it right away. And yeah, after that, what you can do, you can run the following command. Yeah. So then once you run this one, right? Okay. Yeah. To run this, you need to run node server. Yes, this is the command, right? Yeah. So this command, I think I'll update this document because if I just let's do it, right? Let me do it, right? Okay, right. Let's do the practical, right? Let me demonstrate that one. I think I closed it down. Okay, right. Let's get it there. Yeah, we have the file, right? Server.js file. So document what it says, just say node and the file name, right? Node and the JS file, right? So it will run like this. And so it will not return the control. That's what it will not return the control. I have indicated that because the application is running behind. So to verify whether it's running or not, what you can do, you can just simply say localhost 8080. So very simple, it should say hello world, right? So that's the application, right? So you can just access it and see this one. So it's just say hello world, that's it, right? So it is working, right? Okay. So as far as it's running, the page as far as it is up and running, so it will work, right? If you break it, so this will, the page will go away. That's right. So we have to keep that running there. It doesn't matter, it's okay, just to test that, right? Okay, so our next step is what? So since that is working, so and add then check, okay, that's right, convert it to Docker, right? Hello world text message, that's it. So then we need to convert it to our image, right? So what we can do, very simple Docker file again with this content from Node.js latest, because we need the Node.js base. It's a Node application, Node.js application, and exposing 80. This is our file. Now you know this thing because even in the previous time we copied the DB file, JS file, right? Not the JS, the jar file, right? So copying the file from the current directory dot, right, and command this to execute the same thing we did outside. Here also we did that. No? In the command line we did. Now what we are doing, when the container, when the image is running, the container should come up, then should run this one, command cmd node server.js, same thing, right? So if once the image is running, what should happen? Container come up, then same application should be accessible, like hello world should be accessible. That's the ultimate objective, right? Because now earlier we just ran it via application. So now what we are going to do, we are going to embed the application and compose the image and run it as a container. After that, we are trying to access. So let's see how it can be done, right? The Docker file will create the image from node. Actually, this is not necessary. Let's say node latest, right? Because it says latest, not 6 image and Docker. Okay. On the Docker, yeah, on the Docker, that's true. You want to, that's okay. Right? We want to run the Docker image locally. Yeah, that's right. Now we know that, no, because we are not going to upload this one to any place, because we are going to share our Docker repository, for our Kubernetes, our Minikube cluster, right? So we know this command, Minikube eval, Minikube, this will share our variables, make it accessible for our Minikube cluster, the Docker environment, it will Docker image repository, it will make it accessible for our Minikube cluster. You know this one because in the previous video I did the explanation on that, right? So evaluate that one. So yeah, but it should show that value. Let's see. Oh, no, this just it will return. It will not return any output here. That's true. That's correct, right? So we can just test this one. Minikube Docker environment. So if you want to get the value, we have done this one in the previous practical. It's okay, fine. So if you further want to verify, right, whether it has set the values properly, what you can do, you can simply say echo, right, dollar this value of this variable. So this has to be Minikube. If the variables has been activated, so that value is Minikube, correct. So it has set those values. Minikube, no, so it has set those values. I just check the variable value, say Minikube. So that means this system is now activated. So okay, so the underlying Docker platform is shared for Minikube cluster. Okay, right. Now very simple. What we can do, we can just build our image, right? Version 2 Docker build, yeah, you know these commands now, it's familiar. -t tagging, this is my tagging version 2, just a name, right? Press enter, right? So what will happen, it will compose that image. So I'll break it up because I don't want to take some time, it takes around 5 minutes. So you can see it's going to compose the image, right? So pulling and likewise, so it will go on executing all the steps. First thing is initiating it, and after that step 2 is expose command. As per the Docker file, you may remember the file had expose, copy, and those things are there. So then it's copying, right, and the command including the command, right, intermediate container, and yeah, it's completing tagging and likewise. So if I just check this one, Docker images, right? So yeah, that image, yes, now I am checking under Docker platform, no, right? So I'm checking in Docker platform, but I think I have loaded that image to Minikube environment. So what we can do, we go to the Minikube cluster, SSH Minikube T mynode version 2, right? So that is there, right? This one, yeah, right? My node, this is the way, no, my node v2 is correct, right? So my node hyper node v2 we have. This is the tagging, no? So it marks because I have given it a colon. That's the way the tagging goes, right? You know that again. So I explained it in the previous video again. So SSH Minikube. Let's go to Minikube environment. And now if I type Docker the mistake, right? Should be Minikube SSH, right? So then if I type Docker PS, Docker images, so you should see that mynode v2 is there, right? But in your case, it won't appear like this for you, right? What you have to do, you have rather than load command, right? I have given it. So before I had to make the image visible to Minikube, run this command Minikube image load my node to the image name. You have run that one. After that one, it will become appear. Okay. Now the image is composed, and now it's visible for the Kubernetes Minikube cluster actually. So we just run a deployment, right? Deploy like this. You can run a deployment kubectl create deployment node p1, right? So that means we are just going to run this container. We are a deployment, right? Rather than just without telling kubectl run, we are going to do a deployment. So you know this again. We discussed in a little bit detail in the previous practicals about deployments, right? So don't worry, it will be coming in great detail later with replicas and node. But this is a very basic command, create a deployment. So in the deployment, I'm including my compose image expose import 8080 so that it is accessible to outside, right? So we are a service outside. We are a service. We'll see how the service can be created, right? So very simple, just running a command, right? And doing a deployment. Yeah, why is pair again, right? Let's because I am in Minikube environment. So let's get out from there, exit. Okay. So now I am back to this is Docker. No, this is I'm in Minikube. So in there I can't run kubectl. I don't have kubectl. If I want to run, I can run. But we are doing on our Docker platform, the VM. So let's paste that one. Create a deployment. Deployment name is NodeJS1. Any name you can give. And this is my image. Just compose. Press enter. So if I just again now say kubectl get to, right, it should show the pod my node pod name. It should, the pod name will go with the deployment name. So it should say node dev1, right? So yeah, it should be this, no, node dev1. Here I have 10 seconds. Just look this up and run. right? So no problem, it is up and running. My deployment is success, right? So if I want, I can try out to describe. And now again we have done that, right? But this time we can check logs. Let's see the logs. Any logs are there? Let's say kubectl logs. I want to see what's happened. But since there is no error, I don't think I can take any logs here. Let's see, there's nothing. We can describe it, right? So describe will give you the details. Kube cutter, right? Describe what size. So that will give you, right? You can see standard container image already present. That's why, because it's locally we have uploaded, so the cluster can see it. No need to pull anywhere. It's locally available. That's what it says already. That is the whole objective, right? So because we are using Docker local Docker repository as the repository for the Minikube, right? Successfully assigned like so it's running, no problem. Right? So now that deployment is success, so we can just check the deployment. Kubectl. We can further say get deploys to see the deployment. Get deploy. So you can see the deployment is running. Node def. You only can describe it and see, but we have done those things, right? All right. So get PO fine. Get deploy, right? This is our form deploy. Events, we can check events. You can try that out. Events fine. So to see the event, we check the pod events, but we can see if you run this command, it will give me global events, right? All the events. Now I need to filter it, right? So if I let's say this will give you one time, because earlier we got the events restricted for our pod. No, so this will say entire set of events like this. Get events. So yeah, now it is we can check our deployment. It should, here we have our deployment. Here it says scaled up replica node. This one scaled up replica. You can see there's only one container running, one pod is running. So that's why I say scaled up replica set the pod name. The pod name is replica to one. Only one pod is running. We will learn those things later. Don't worry. Right. So replica means the pod. So it is there's only one pod. So it says one is correct. Right. Okay. So that is that. Let's continue. And what we can do further, we'll try to create a service. Last time also we created the service. You may remember we created a node port type service, right? So in Minikube, in Kubernetes, we have mainly port types, right? Node port, and we have cluster IP, load balancer likewise. So this time let's create a load balancer service like this. You can see kubectl expose deployment name. My deployment name is this, and I'm telling type load balancer, right? So since the deployment has already exposed the port 8080, let's see what's going to happen, right? So if I run this command here, so now it has created, so kubectl get svc, right? Get the service. Let's clear this scheme and take it up. Kubectl get svc, right? You can see load balancer service is already created with that name. It has IP, but we are going to access it to 8080 with this one, and this port which is getting exposed to outside, right? But this time we are going to access with this. If node IP, you can remember node port, it had a port like this, but here also we are having a port. But this time we are going to access in a different way, because this service type is a load balancer, right? Load balancer. Right. So we can try the previous method. You may remember last time what we did. We get the URL, no? Right? In the previous practical, we said to get the URL. Let me just recall that one. Yeah, in our practical, this is what I'm just telling, I think number 3, no? Yeah, because last time also we deployed a node port type, no? Yes, you may remember this one, no? Minikube, this one, you may remember this. Kubectl expose deployment. This, we remember we had a expose deployment, we create a service type node port. This time we are doing a load balancer one time. and get svc, and we ran this command minikube service -- URL, right? We access using the URL given by Minikube, right? So now also we can try if you want Minikube service -- URL. Let's try that one, right? Minikube service deployment name is node node-dev1 -- URL, right? So we can see 32 31. So we can try this one, right? Let's copy that template. Let's see copy it, right? Now earlier we did it node port. Now we are trying it load balancer. It works, right? Because as far as the node port IP is there, it works, right? It's fine. But there are other methods, right? This demonstration, I'm not going to use that method. Let's try a different method, right? There's another way to do this. Let's see. I think it is given here. Something called Minikube service name. You can right away call the service, automatically launch the browser. Right? We will learn those in more detail later with the Kubernetes cluster as well. But this is with Minikube. We are right away calling the service. Okay, so when you do the deployment in production environment, these things are in use actually, but not with Minikube. With Kubernetes, type changes are there, but without typing that, right away we are calling the service. It should automatically pop up, right? But let's see what happens when I try this, because service is already active now. I think you know what will happen, right? So this error will be there because this is telling that X11, right? X Windows system, right? So what we can do, this happened in previously also, no? We can say Xos, right? Xos plus, because it's calls a GUI, no? So we need to enable the X Windows system. I think I have given it, right? So to try that one, so expose enable X Windows system. After that, now you can try that, right? So watch running without tally. This is ALLY means accessibility, right? I think running without accessibility support. So you can see right away codes, right? With the same port, it automatically opens, right? I didn't do anything. I just ran the command, right? So even if I close this one again, it's not closed. So it will open directly like this. So that is another way of doing that. Deploying once the service is deployed, you can access it right away with Minikube service. So these things are basic things. Just becoming familiar with Minikube environment, creating different type of service and access it in different way, right? Sharing the repository, local repository to Kubernetes Minikube cluster. Okay. Yeah, this is to get the logs. So you can restrict the logs, but for this port, since there is no error, there is nothing much of logs are available. So, but if you want, you can restrict tail -5 to see only last 5 lines, right, of the log. So yeah, we will do those things later in more details. All right. So I think we are done with this practical. So you can try it out. I'll upload this document. Okay, so I'll meet you with the next session soon, right? All right, have a great day ahead. Bye bye for now, right? I'll meet you soon.